I think it's 3 full weeks now with training. How have you been put that to the use? How important is that to build towards your vision?
Yeah, it's been great. Being able to work on certain topics and solidifying those topics.
Recording in
And having the
progress.
opportunity once a week to confirm that in a game-like situation is important. And we've seen just that. We've seen improved performances, starting in Portland, then Salt Lake, and then finally Houston was definitely a complete performance and convincing win. So I've been very happy. Thank you.
With the midfield, which you had to rebuild this season, obviously Timothy was a holdover. What have they done? Certainly that Houston game, very influential. Is that getting close to where your prime vision of them? And also, what are you most proud of what they've been able to do, and what do you want to see them work? Specifically, those three guys.
Well, each game, each opponent has its different difficulties, tasks, and tactical approach. And so, for that particular game, their work together was very important to negate some of, or possibly Houston's biggest threat, which is through the middle, their combination play. And the three of them worked very well together. They understood the ideas and implemented that in a very effective manner, which really set us up to win the game. So if you can take away team's biggest threats, then that is really important and ups your chances of winning. Some opponents are different, and they play maybe more up the flanks or bypass midfield. So it really depends on the task at hand, in other words, the opponent. But yes, those three have definitely had enough time together to gel, and they have done certainly that, and have also increased our ability to combine and play through the middle.
Usually, LAFC is the big target when they play a game. But how you view with Vancouver and they're doing it, becoming kind of like the hunted a little bit. Just from your perspective, playing it, this is a big game, maybe the biggest one you've had against the Whitecaps.
I would disagree with that. I think playoff games are always bigger
That's oh yeah,
than regular
sure,
season
yeah.
games. But I will agree with you that they are certainly the team of the season, and they have been fantastic and fun to watch. All the credit to them in rebuilding their roster with a new coach and playing in a specific way, and really, you know, um, forcing their way of playing on almost every opponent they play. And that will be kind of the wrestling match for us and objective for us, which is hard in Vancouver to do, but we would love to, put our stamp on that game. And it's gonna be fun to watch.
I'm looking forward to it. Thanks, Steve.
Steve, a little bit more on that, just the run that they've had both in the Champions League, making it to the final, and the form that they showed in MLS. Just you've faced them, of course, a lot of times. So what have you seen that they're doing differently this year, and them as an opponent, the way they like to have the ball, and what they've been showing both in that midfield and that attack?
They're very active. I think that would be the proper adjective to use describing their way of playing. They're active without and with the ball. Um, and they don't hold back, so they go for it. And when they're in the opponent's half, they are running to goal, not with one, two, but four or five players. Um, and then in transition, they hold no reserves either, and are extremely fit and agile and are working very hard. At the moment, they are being rewarded for that work. Some would describe it as risk taking, but for me, it's a logical consequence of staying connected and working very hard. Um, our sport is still a sport of that is based on the amount of running and the type of running you do. And usually, the more you do, the harder you run, the better the results are. And right now, Vancouver is one of those teams who work extremely hard. Columbus is not one of those teams who work extremely hard um, as a unit. And I think that's what we've seen so far this year from them. If you're a person of stats, if you look at their game in Miami and our game in Miami in the Champions Cup, our XG was considerably higher than Vancouver's. So what they also have going for them at the moment is their effectiveness in front of goal. Um, they needed 0.78 or zero point 0.8 to score 3 goals, and we need a little over two to score one. And so it's also a telling tale in their string of results that has been impressive to watch, and in my opinion, um, well deserved.
Of course, we've seen more matchups between MLS and Liga MX with Leagues Cup and like the competition that like the Champions League. How do you see now MLS teams like doing and face against Liga MX teams thinking about a final?
Certainly more competitive now than it was 10 years ago. I don't think our rosters are as strong as, especially in depth, and in the best players, as Liga MX teams, so the best teams in that league. But we're certainly catching up, and we are able to put up a good fight. And I think we are also capable of winning that competition, both competitions. And but I don't think that would be a reason for me to stop growing and stop trying to improve, on and off the field.
Speaking of that, the match against Club America was official this week that's happening. Just what does that mean for the team having that opportunity to fight for a spot in a competition like the Club World Cup?
Yes, the word I would use is opportunity. I mean, an amazing opportunity for LAFC and for MLS teams, already for Miami and Seattle, and possibly LAFC. We have a monster team to get by. It's an incredibly talented team, well coached team, very few weaknesses. I think one of the more complete teams in Liga MX. We did get to see them early on this season, which was fun. But I think that match will look nothing like on the 31st, and so it's not a great indicator of what is coming our way.
Oh yeah.
Oh, sorry. Going back to Vancouver, what message are you trying to send out going over there and getting the result?
Yeah, cheating and running a little less and getting by with maybe a little experience or good fortune or individual quality is not going to work. Vancouver is their star is the team, and you have to beat that first.
Thank you.
How the team and the group and the ownership took the news that you're gonna play against America?
Yeah, very positively. Like I said, it's a wonderful opportunity for us, and we're looking forward to it. But we've had multiple competitions almost every year for the past 3 years, and we've become really good at channeling our focus at the next game at hand. So yes, we are excited about it, but all of our focus this week has been on Vancouver.
Just a little follow up. Of course, you guys want to play that game at BMO, but America doesn't really want that to happen, and then they prefer a neutral site. Just what are your thoughts on that, and how's that going?
Of course, I'd love to play at BMO. What is the more fair solution? Of course, a neutral site. But that's not my decision to make, and we will accept any challenge, any setup. We're just excited about the opportunity to qualify for this tournament.
Thank you. Any personal clubs you're looking forward to playing in the FIFA Club World Cup?
My old club Hanover is not involved, so no. Let's talk about that after the 31st.
Any questions? Let's go online. Josh.